Hey there everybody, Professor Cloud here with our next episode of Professor Builds a Satisfactory. I found a problem with the quick wire at the end of the last episode, actually just after I wrapped up the last episode. We're only using a Mark 1 miner over there, and all the belts were Mark 1s, so it was no wonder we were consistently running a quick wire. So we're going to need to upgrade all of that immediately, get that taken care of. That should, I hope, alleviate the problem that we were running into over at the computer facility where we kept running out of the quick wire I think we're using it for two different purposes at this point, one for high-speed connectors and one for AI limiters. But, this should absolutely help alleviate that problem. So we're going to jump in, we're going to start with that, then we're going to go back over to the computer facility, wrap up the complete production to supercomputers before moving on to the advanced production so that we can start getting advanced director systems, assembly director systems up and running, because that is going to be something that we need for the second component of Phase 5. Then we can go back and refocus on the dark matter technologies that we're going to need for the third item in Phase 5, because I think we're actually closest to getting that ready to go of all of the items in Phase 5. So let's go ahead and jump back in. All right, so we're back at the hub. We definitely need a Mark II miner. I don't think we need a Mark III, so we can remove that. That being said, I do have, some extra turbo motors here. The big key thing, though, that I wanted to make sure is that we got up to 256 magnetic field generators, because we need one for each of the Phase 5 items. The third one, AI something or others, I forget what they were called. So I did go ahead and get some more of those crafted. Beyond that, I've got, ready control units over here that are being crafted. They're going to run out of aluminum casings, of course, at some point here in the near future, but at least we have them. I am going to have to transport over some more crystal oscillators and computers in order to keep them moving. But I want to go take care of... Make sure I have everything that I need, yeah. Let's go take care of quick wire. And fix the delivery problem that we're having there. Of course, in fixing this, we're going to run into a spacing problem because this is all happening on top of a very small shelf. But we'll figure that out, as we always do. Oh. Why am I getting unauthorized personnel? Because there's a couple of bulls over there, and I don't know exactly why. There's nothing for them to... Anyway. Okay, so we've got a couple of things. One, we're actually putting quick wire into dimensional depots. I don't know that I really need to do that, to be completely honest. But then we've got... This is a Mark 1 going into 2 smelters. But they're taking in 45 each. The Mark 1 is at 120, so there's something right there. Those could be running at 150% capacity. We bump this up to 240, we're going to run into the same problem, except for now we're going to have 4 smelters. And then we've got... Those are spitting out 45. Actually, they're spitting out 15, which means these could actually be going up as well. So yeah, we're not doing anything efficiently here at this point. What I actually think I may do is rip all of this out, with the exception of the belt that's feeding into the truck stop, and put the smelters up here and then have them feed down into constructors here. So let's go ahead and start that process. Alright, I'm going to leave this alone for now. Okay, so let's put in a Mark II, and as I said, I want to feed this up to here. I wonder if I can, I doubt that I can do this, but I'm going to try and blow this up. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be allowed, but I thought I'd give it a try anyway. Oh, crap. Somewhere along the lines, I got rid of the storage unit. I didn't mean to. That's out. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Because what I think I can do is put the storage unit like there. And then I'm gonna go Mark III. Except for this isn't a Mark III. I may need to change all of that to Mark III at some point. But for now, that's a good start. Alright, let's... smelters. Actually, before we do that, let's do this on some actual... Okay. So, don't need these two. Alright, so this should now be spitting out 240. And then what I'm going to need is 2 splitters up top. What? I don't understand why the game consistently does that. Do not understand that at all. Alright, so we'll put another splitter. There. One there. So then we'll take, that's 240 in, it's going to be 120 out. And then 60 into each of these. Okay. And then these are Caterium ingots, but they're taking it 45, so we will put in... Oops. No, not 150%. It's going to be 133, isn't it? Yep, 133%. All right. Oops. All right. Oops, wrong place. All right, so there's that. Make sure this is working. If it is, it's taking its sweet time about it. Do I have any Caterium ore on me? Or did the game bug again when I did the scrapping? It bugged again when I did the scrapping. Yeah, so I don't have any. Alright, so there we go. Alright, I don't have any power to any of these, but that's fine. Okay, so then they're going to be spitting out 15 each of Caterium ingots. That is right. No, they're going to be spitting out 20 each of Caterium ingots. Alright, now we need to figure out how do I want to do the next piece of this. Alright, I definitely did not need that much room. Alright, constructors. Wrong way. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Okay. This one's easy. I mean, this isn't going to be a hard thing to do. I just want to make sure that we can do it. All right, so we're going quick wire. And 18. Okay, so no, let's go 166. All right, so 166 for each one of these. I'm glad I went and collected a few more power slugs in between episodes. I'm going to have to collect some more, unfortunately, but, you know, that's okay. Okay, this game does not, after you do the changing of power, it really does not want you leaving the window for whatever production facility you happen to be in. There we go. Okay, now let's figure out the best way to make this work. Obviously, that one's easy. Alright, I'm going to do this. Oop. This is an excess of floor space, but that's okay. Alright, so we're gonna make this look nice and neat. Well, that was good. That was very well done, Brian. Very well done. How far do those floors go over the edge? Well, not a lot. I just wasn't... Actually, the floors don't go over the edge at all. I'm the one who went over the edge. Alright. Put a power pole... Okay, why is only one of them showing blue? Oh, I guess they have to wait until they collect enough before they turn blue? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Alright, let's... Alright, I can get rid of these two. Oh, and that one. Didn't realize I had put one in that far location. Here we go. Alright, and then what we'll do is we will collect all of these into a merger. Actually, what it looks like, it's going to be into multiple mergers. They're spitting out 20 each for a total of 80. And then I'm going to want to bring all of that down into that storage unit there. So, alright, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to put one like that. I'm going to put a merger there. Okay. I'm going to put another merger there. No. No, that is the best way to do it. It's just gonna, this is gonna look bad. because this one needs to go there. This one will go around. This one will go there, and then I'm going to need an output of 120. So we'll go there. Down. Like that. Alright, is this a Mark II? Yes, okay. I have a hard time telling the speeds. I can pick out Mark IIIs without any problem, but the Mark II, sometimes I have a hard time recognizing it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, and this is still full. Well, okay, it's a third full. But no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, this is actually a little bit cleaner looking now. Yeah, this is definitely a lot cleaner looking. And this should absolutely help with the transport and storage problems. Okay, excellent. Alright, we need to get back over to the computer facility. I'm just taking a look around to see if there's any... Okay, so that power tower is feeding to the crystal oscillator facility. I'm just trying to understand where I am in relation to that to see if there's any exploration that I need to do between here and there. But I don't think that there is going to be much. Oh yeah, and then we've still got the... I can see the platform for where I got to the uranium. Alright, let's head back over to the computer facility. You'll notice I got rid of the downed ships that were out here in the middle at one point. They are now gone, leaving the truck paths to be completely clear. Yeah, so there was one back there. There was one over there by those 3 bowls. All right. What is that? That is copper sheeting. What is this? A bunch of extra stuff. All right, first of all, let me grab you and put you in here. Either he's moving too fast to be able to collect enough. I'm actually wondering if that's not the case. Okay, let's go up top and see where we left off, because I'll be honest, I don't remember. Whoa, okay. Computers, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and plastic. That's what it was. We hadn't gotten the plastic up here yet. Everything else is here, because this is producing AI limiters. High-speed connectors are coming from next door. Computers are coming from right here. Which I'm going to grab to take back with me. But we need to get plastic in here. I think what I'm going to have to do is run this over top. So let's put something like that. And then we will put a wall port like that. And then we should be able to run the plastic down over top of the quick wire in between the storage unit and the AI limiter production assembler into the manufacturer for the supercomputers. Once we have that, the supercomputers are going to eventually come down here, combined with adaptive control units to create the assembly director systems. At some point. I'm going to have to cut that tree down, because that's in the way. And to be 100% honest, I think what I'm going to end up doing is just extending this facility out on the first floor and then closing off the second floor. Something like that, maybe. I'm not 100% certain. Maybe I do everything on the second floor. Move all of this up onto the second floor. Anyway, okay, let me figure out how to get the plastic. Yeah, okay, so the problem is I'm already splitting here. I'm going to need to split there. Which I need to change how this works anyway. Okay. And what I mean by that is you need to have it facing out. Because I want to be able to do that and that. Okay. So for the bottom, what I want to do then is I want to have you here. Buddy, you're gonna get stuck. Actually, let's do this way. How is he doing that? Once he got figured out how to get past the belts, he was fine, because of course the walls are open, but okay, whatever. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll put a splitter here like this. Actually, you know what? Let's put a floor piece. Now let's go and like that. And then we'll put another floor piece like that with why is that going that way? There we go. Okay. All right. Then what we want is here to... No. Oh, I did the exact same thing again. Like that. There. Okay. Okay. Now we're good. I believe. Yes. There comes the plastic. All right, and then this is creating circuit boards, which are going into storage, which, you know, hasn't been collecting a lot, but it's still been collecting. And then that is creating high-speed connectors, of which the circuit boards are being used. High-speed connectors are collecting over here. $15 per minute of copper sheeting. 30 per minute. I was wondering if maybe I could do two different assemblers, but I'm not I don't have enough plastic. I don't have enough plastic coming in. I can support the 30 per minute, but that's about as much as I can support. So, okay. Let's now go up top. And get this plastic. Alright, I gotta figure out how to do this. Interesting. It won't... Huh. It won't let me rotate it in anything other than 90-degree turns anymore. And I'm not seeing an ability to change that. The reason that's an issue is because I need to be able to get from here. Alright, I got an idea. Okay, and then we'll just put a single stack there. To there. And we'll go like that. That clip, it did clip. I don't know if this is going to work. That will. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I have to give this power. Alright, we've got supercomputers. You know what? I'm going to do exactly what I was just saying. I'm going to move every bit of that down on the ground onto the second floor here and not put anything on the first floor. Just let it be ground space. So, that's not what I wanted. Okay, I will then put a storage unit right here. And for now, just have it coming directly off. I've got enough area that I don't think I need to worry about space. I think I have a supercomputer in here. At least I thought I did. Yep. And then there's a bunch down here in this storage unit on the ground. There we go. All right, good. I also, you're already full of AI limiters and high-speed connectors. All right, well then let me go put these in storage. Your high-speed connectors, I'll put you in there. AI, nope, your circuit boards. Your computers. Oh, I decided not to do storage for the AI limiters. That's actually okay. Because I think this is the only thing that I use AI limiters for. Alright, well, we now need to take the supercomputers and adaptive control units, backfill the production for adaptive control units, so that we can actually produce assembly director systems. And then the assembly director systems are used for the biochemical sculptors, which is the second item in Phase 5. Along with the fix-it trigons and water, I believe. Yeah. Which means that we can bring fix-it trigons over here and have all of this running right here, because look at all that water. So we can create a blender right down there next to the limestone facility, and that'll create our biochemical sculptors. And they create 4 each. So that'll be good. Now, we just need to get the assembler for the... Okay, for now... I'm just going to take all of this over. Alright, so let's assume that the assembler for the assembly director systems goes here. All right, where's the... There it is there. Because it's the last piece of the production line. There we go. So now we need to figure out how to get adaptive control units into here to feed down into the biochemical sculptor production or into the blender. All right, now then. Okay, so we've got a miner there. That's iron. This is storing heavy metal frames. Although I don't know that it's actually doing much. But, alright, so we need adaptive control units. How are adaptive control units produced? They are produced. Automated wiring, circuit boards. Heavy modular frame, sorry. Computers. Oh, crap. Then it is actually good that we're doing this on the second floor. Yeah, it's very good that we're doing this on the second floor. Alright, so we would need a manufacturer... that can feed... I don't think that's going to work. Oh, actually it is. Alright. Well, I think computer-wise, we're fine. I can bring computers right directly from here. So I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. I'll just run a splitter and then have that go around. That's not a problem. The heavy modular frames, we'll just change the direction. We'll just change this so that it points directly into here and have it feed. Heavy modular frames taken care of. Circuit boards and automated wiring then are the next one. So automated wiring, if I remember correctly, is a combination of stators, stators and something else. Cables. So this is where, like, I need to tear all of this down. Because it's really, excuse me, of no use to me at this point. I don't know why we were crafting steel pipes. So I actually have automated wires right there. I have an entire storage unit. I might not need to actually craft anything. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think I do. Okay, so the steel pipes were for the stator production, because it's steel pipes and copper wire. And then stators are automated wiring is... Okay, how much automated wiring do I have? 4, 8, 1200 plus a few extra. And then if I needed to, I've got an entire storage unit almost of stators. So I could craft more if I needed. I might be able to use just use the excess that I have. Five automated wires equal 1 adaptive control unit. Hold on a minute. Let's... Okay, in order to craft biochemical sculptors, I need 1 assembly director system. Which means... And that's going to produce 4 biochemical sculptors, which means I only need 250 assembly director systems. For 250 assembly director systems, I need 250 supercomputers. I actually think I already have that. And then I need 500 adaptive control units, which means I need 2,500 automated wires, 2,500 circuit boards, 500 heavy modular frames, and 1,000 computers. I think I already have the 1,000 computers, so I'm not worried about that even. I don't have 2,500 automated wires, so I am going to have to craft more. I've got half. I've got 1,200. Okay, so then let's do this. If we're going to bring computers over to here, heavy modular frames to there... Okay, I'm getting rid of this. I don't think I need this. I don't know, though, that heavy modular frames are still being produced. It looks like they are. Alright, let's do this one piece at a time. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to put storage unit here. I'm going to have this be automated wiring. Let's see if there's anything else I can quickly just trash. Give myself some extra space. Okay. Ah. Of course. Oh, that's really all I could have done anyway. What's in here? Oh, this is copper plating. There's excess copper plating here for some reason. I don't remember why, but there is. And then this is stators. So if I needed to craft more automated wiring, I could put an assembler right here that feeds into here. Actually, I'm going to need to do that. Run the stators from that storage unit into that assembler. So let's do that. Of course it does. All right, then we'll have to do it this way. Yeah, then we bring the stator storage unit. Then we just got to figure out how to get copper wire up here. All right, let me take care of the computers so that we're splitting them. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Okay, there's that. That piece is done. All right, let me grab all the stators in here. Okay, heavy modular frames are still being produced. That was the one thing I wasn't sure of. I just saw one come in, so they're definitely still being produced. I don't know that they're being produced in any kind of decent way, but they are being produced. All right, let me go ahead and get rid of this floor then. Okay, that's good. All right, now the next thing then is to get so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close off the facility here, which means I need the heavy modular frames to come in through a wall port. But I also want them to go into storage. Excuse me. So, no. All right, I can't do that. All right, so we would want a wall port there. There. Just like that. So then, instead of this, and I just realized I didn't put the remaining stators back into their storage. Alright, so I'm going to end up changing that. I'm going to end up reworking all of that later too. But I want to get these assembly director systems cooking, if at all possible. Okay. So then I'm going to want to bring something like that. Wow, I actually did that really well. And there's one coming down right now. It'll feed directly in. That's perfect. That is perfect. So we can get rid of that now. Which means we now have an open iron vein sitting there. That's feeding in for fuel at the truck stop. That's feeding in for steel production. That's right, we're running both iron and steel production here together in order to produce the heavy modular frames. That's right. I had forgotten about that. And again, it's not clean looking at all, but this right now, to be 100% honest, is less of a concern for me than anything else. Alright, so the only thing then that we would need to do, I can go ahead and turn that on and this on. Well, I can turn this on. No, I need circuit boards, don't I? Yes, I need circuit boards. Okay, where am I going to get circuit boards from? Right here. Hello. So this is producing computers. It needs 10 per minute. I think it's producing 15 per minute. And what does this need? 5 per minute. Perfect. Oh, that is so perfect. Alright, so all I need to do is run from here. Alright, let me... You know what? Let me make this look at least a little cleaner. Okay, so we can turn this on for adaptive control units. We can turn this. We've already got supercomputers produced. Yeah, we can go ahead and turn this on. Or these two pieces on. I just gotta figure out how I want to do it. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to change that. Because right now, I'm gonna run out of ports on the bottom of this power tower if I don't. Alright, so let me put that there. I'm gonna get rid of you. And you. And you. Oh, I'm going to have to make you a Mark II. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is put that, and we will then put a Mark... we'll just make it a Mark II. Excellent. And the great thing is we only need 250 assembly director systems. Now, it means that we need a lot of other stuff, but in order to make that happen. But once this gets a few... Matter of fact, I can go ahead and start doing this now. I can go ahead and start setting up the blender down here. I don't remember how big the blenders are. Let's see, blender. What am I? Oh, I'm missing aluminum casings and heavy modular frames. Well, the heavy modular frames aren't a problem, but... because they're right up there. But the aluminum casings I don't have any of. Okay, so we can't do the blender. Darn, I really wanted to get something accomplished for Phase 5. Hey, what do you know? I've been looking for that for probably 50, 60 episodes at this point. I knew it was there. The game was telling me it was there, but I didn't know how to get hold of it. Oh, man. Okay, anyway. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. We've gotten a lot accomplished today. Gotten a lot accomplished. We still have cleanup to do. I mean, there's still a lot of cleanup to do. Don't get me wrong. And we still have to redo this area over here because it's not running efficiently at all. It's definitely not running efficiently. The other thing is we are more than likely going to have to figure out how to get... copper wire up for stator production. I can almost guarantee that it's going to be needed, but I mean, we'll have to tackle that problem when we get to it. That's all we can do at this point. Because I think I'm using... just producing 120, and we're splitting it into 4. 2, 3, 4, yeah. I think what we may need to do is convert this one into a Mark III. So that we can get more out of it. I think that's what we're probably going to need to do. But that is a problem for another day. So where are we at this point? I think we can let things run. Because assembly director systems take forever. I think they take 1.5 minutes or more. So let's start to figure out what we have. I don't think we have anything left to do here. I mean, other than closing up the buildings and things like that. But I don't think from the computer facility perspective that there's anything more that we really need to do. Let me see how much, if this is starting to collect now. No, not really. I was really hoping that the... Oh, hold on. Let me see what happens when it drops off. So it's dropping off basically 350 each run. Basically, it's saying 120 per minute. Which means it's probably breaking about even. It's probably breaking about even. Alright, I just realized I have some circuit boards in my inventory. Let me put those in here. I have copper wire in my inventory, for that matter. Which that I kind of need. Oh, that's right. This takes cable. That's right. It's cable that we need to bring into here, not copper wire. I was thinking about needing to craft stators. That's what it was. It was steel pipes and copper wire to craft stators. Yeah, we might actually... This is bringing in basically 30 per minute, and it only needs 20. This needs 50. I mean, we could split off here if we needed to, just to craft more automated wiring, which, that's right, we are absolutely going to need to do that. So we could put a splitter here and then run cable into there. It would slow the computer production down, though. So we'd still end up in a situation where we would need more copper to produce more cables. And then, again, copper wire to be able to produce more stators as well. So we're still going to end up in that situation. Okay, but I think for right now we can kind of let this run. Let things go. I'm curious. Let me see how long it takes. .75 per minute. So yeah, about a minute. Well, about a minute 15. About a minute 15. But the problem is the adaptive control units I don't think are producing fast enough. Oh, they're producing 1 per minute. Huh. It's about breaking even. It's very, very close. Yeah, it's very, very close. Well, in any case, we've got all of this done. It is time to head back to the hub because I need to drop some stuff off at the Awesome Sink. So I'm going to wrap up the episode here. As always, I hope you've been enjoying the content. If you have, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, or comment button. In the next episode, we're going to be doing a power grab. We're going to be searching for more power. We've got to get more power up and running before we can start to stand up the dark crystal or dark matter facility. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to give enough power to 3 converters and the particle accelerator. Because if you'll remember, we need the particle accelerator to turn coal into diamonds. We then need a converter to turn the diamonds into time crystals. We need a converter to create dark matter. We need a converter to then craft something else. I forget what it is now. And then we're going to need that then to get turned in for other pieces. So it's AI. I don't remember what that last item is up at the top. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. It was you. AI expansion server. So 256 magnetic field generators. Should already have that. We need the neural quantum processors. So we need the time crystals for that, supercomputers for that, fixed trigons for that, as well as whatever that excited photon matter. And then superposition oscillators. Again, we need dark matter combined with crystal oscillators, aluminum sheeting, and the other. So, oh, and these are all produced inside of a quantum encoder. Oh, God. I have not looked at what a quantum encoder requires. It also has fluctuating power requirements. Yeah, we need a lot of power. Turbo motors, supercomputers, cooling systems, time crystals, and fixit trigons, all just to create one quantum encoder. And basically we need like 3, but we're going to have to just consistently keep changing the recipe because we're not going to have enough power. And I may end up having to figure out how to set up nuclear power. I may end up having to, just to get enough. In any case, that's where we'll wrap up this episode. We've got our work cut out for us over the next coming episodes. So as always, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And make sure to hit that like, subscribe, or comment button if you are enjoying the content. Talk to you soon.